let's dive deeper into family members giving you stuff and calling it gifts if they may, even after you have expressed that you do not want it. And why this is problematic and actually selfish on their part. I want you to imagine that you are struggling with clutter and live in a home like this. Or maybe you live in a home like this and you really struggle with clutter. And it doesn't matter why the clutter is there, because clutter is not someone's fault, it's someone's struggle. So let's empathize and imagine that we're in this situation. And then you have a family member that continues to give you stuff. And these aren't, valuable gifts. This is shit that they've picked up or that they've decluttered from their house, but they're not ready to let it go. I'm a professional organizer and I see this all the time. And you're telling them, please, I don't want it, or please, no more, or it's okay, solid pass. But they continue to do it. And icing on the cake, I have then seen that person criticize you for having clutter. It's awesome. This is all about setting boundaries, and my message to you is that it's okay, and you are not responsible for that person's emotional response to your healthy boundaries. And of course, it's not what you say, it's how you say it, and each relationship is different, so you have to navigate that in the appropriate way. But you don't have to feel guilty for setting boundaries. You are responsible for what comes into your home and what goes out. You don't have to say yes because you are not responsible for getting rid of their stuff. So you could just accept the gift and donate it, no biggie. But when does it stop? When I say I'm a professional organizer, people instantly think I'm like a minimalist, super clean minimalist. I haven't done my dishes in 4 days and I'm sitting in the Target parking lot. I have ADHD, dopamine shopping is my jam. Today I'm having a bad day. I am on that hunt for dopamine, so I head straight to Target. But I am really good at not bringing clutter and excess into my home, and let me tell you a few tips on how. Clothing is my weak spot, so I go all through Target and I'm just collecting things, adding things into the cart. But my one rule is I have to try it on before I buy it. I'm starting out with probably like $200 worth of clothing in my cart. I head to the dressing room, and good thing for my bank account because all of it looked like junk, except for 2 items. One was a pair of pants that I do not have in my wardrobe that I do need or want, and the other was kind of like a festive dress. These 2 items have passed test 1, which is try on. They feel good, they fit, and it's comfortable. 2 is pricing. Do I think it's a reasonable amount? Check, check. They pass that test as well. Now the third one always gets me, is am I actually going to wear this? The pants, yes, hands down, they're super comfortable, but this dress, it's so cute, but it's so fall and so winter. I would probably wear it one time. If I have an event, a fall winter event that I'm gonna go to, odds are I'm gonna get really excited and wanna go out shopping for said event. So I passed. Those 3 little rules help me when I am in the zone, wanting to buy, wanting to collect. It's the boundaries that I have set, the guidelines, and it helps me to curb that spending, minimize what I'm bringing into my home. I buy what I love, want, and am going to actually use, and that makes me happy. Let's declutter and organize this garage. There's not a ton of stuff in here, but the storage is just not functional and it's really stressing out the client. So we're going to use my core form method and show you how we break this down step by step to create a functional and stress-free space. Step 1 is clear out, so we're going to remove any trash that we find and big bulky items in our way. This allows us to jump into step 2, categorize. Right off the bat, we realize she doesn't have a huge amount of garage items. It's mainly overflow utility, kitchen, cleaning products. And we know this is what she's going to utilize the space for. We finished breaking down our categories, so we have gardening, paint, tools, auto, pet. Now that everything has been categorized and the client can see what she has, it's time for her to come out for step 3, cut out. This is where she's going to purge using the 3-second rule, making quick and confident decisions, and this is all of our trash, recycle, and donate. This is what we're left with, so now we jump into step 4, contain. Time to rework the layout and figure out what storage items we can repurpose. Make sure the containers that we're using for our categories fit well, always leaving about 10% of our space open because you don't want to have anything crammed in there. She doesn't access these garage items regularly, so we're tucking them back here in this little cove, which she does have access to, but it's not front and center. You want to try to utilize all the space that you can. Here, we're going to go ahead and put up some hooks to hang up these extension cords and a little shovel. 4x6 stainless steel shelving is my go-to for garage storage. She purchased 2 units, so we're putting those together along with this little guy for her drop zone. We decided for the shelving units, we're going to use that for her overflow paper products, cleaning, and utility. This client does have ADHD, so we're using clear bins, labels, and we're leaving the lids off for easy access. We would be doing this in a neurotypical garage as well. So now that everything has a home, it's labeled. Here is our before. As you can see, very visually overwhelming. It's overflowing. We don't have functional storage. And in less than 3 hours, using my Core 4 method, this is our after. The client has immediate access to what she needs regularly. When she does her bulk shopping, she has a place to put it so it doesn't pile up in a corner. And when she rarely needs paint or tools, she can access it here in this back cove. If you want to learn how to organize your garage, go check out my declutter kits. To hold on to things just because they come in sets. I was working with my client today. We're going through her linens and she was like, I don't use a top sheet. Why am I keeping all of these top sheets? And side note, she's also neurodivergent. And I was like, I don't use a top sheet either. Like, I got rid of mine so long ago because I don't use them. And it's a sensory issue for me. It is for her as well. You may identify with that also. And so she got rid of all of them. You don't have, if you don't use washcloths because you use loofahs, you don't have to hold on to your washcloths. Just because they come in sets does not mean you have to keep all of it. This right here, so true. People who don't struggle with clutter, they like to say, well, stop buying and you won't have clutter. Easier said than done, Karen. We calling them Heathers. When you don't have systems in place, you can't see what you have and things are scattered. When you go to look for something and you can't find it, what are you naturally gonna do? Amazon, Target, Walmart, hello. You buy it again, but it still doesn't have a home. So it just adds up. It is a complete cycle. I call it the spending cycle. And decluttering, going through the method, confronting what you have, and making a decision on every single thing you own breaks the spending cycle. Decluttering so then you can create functional systems, you can see what you have. So when you go to find said item and you can actually find it, what are you naturally not gonna do? Things in a professional organizer's home that just make sense. Let's take a look at the bathroom. So here is a daily drawer. I think everyone needs this. This is the stuff that I access regularly. I used flex bins to categorize. I also use them for my makeup. So the less you have, the more general you can go. Don't feel like you have to get super detailed. That's where the organization kinda gets lost. I can see and get to everything I need. Moving on to drawers. So instead of the drawer dividers, I just use this 99-cent shoebox bins. It divides what I need and holds the smaller things. I also use this for my socks and my underwear, and you'll see I don't fold my underwear. I don't pair up my socks. That takes way too much time during laundry. It's just easier this way. And last, you know that clothing that isn't like necessarily totally dirty and isn't really clean and just ends up in a pile? Well, I grabbed these door hangers for like $3 for the pair, and it absolutely solved that problem. I pack a carry-on like a professional organizer when you like to overpack. My sister's heading on a 4-day trip. She refused to pare down any of this clothing, but she was still struggling to fit it all in. We have a total of 38 pieces and 3 pairs of shoes, and this is how you do it. So pull out those packing cubes. The only way we're gonna fit all of these tops is using a packet fold. Lay them out by sleeve length and fold them together. This makes unpacking really easy as well. But rolling our pants and dresses is going to save more space. Then we grab our smallest packing cube for our undergarments. The way you fold and roll is a game changer in packing. Protect our shoes and some bags. We have a few personal items we're going to fit in. I love a soft shell carry-on that has storage on both sides. I find that you can fit the most in these. She's also bringing a backpack on the plane with her, so we're going to use that for toiletries, other personal items, and a few jackets. She has extra space because I know she's going to buy something. If you need help staying organized while packing, I have a free digital download packing checklist on my page. struggle with decluttering and organizing your home? The secret is, it's all a head game. So here are 3 things you need to do to win. Number 1, organizing has nothing to do with being pretty. Media wants you to think that so they can sell you product, but it's legit brainwashing. Organizing systems fail when the focus is on how it looks instead of how it works. So the faster you can retrain your brain to understand that being organized just means a functional space, game changer. Number 2, if you have clutter, you are not lazy. You are overwhelmed. There is a legitimate reason why this clutter has piled up and you're struggling with it. Executive dysfunction, injury, illness, death, divorce, children, or you just don't have time. When you understand why and realize it's not because you're lacking something, it allows you to be just a little bit nicer to yourself, show some self-compassion, and lean into this being a positive experience and not a punishment. And number 3, maybe the hardest one, managing our expectations. Your home will never be perfect. There is not one right way to do this. Messy is just a sign of a lived-in home. It's all about our perspective. And you can start feeling better about your home right now without lifting a finger. Sometimes we nail it. Some days we are just so productive and we just tick off all of those little check boxes or mark everything off because we are just nailing it. We are getting through the day and we are productive. Then you have other days where your analysis paralysis is so strong, hit a point of decision fatigue that you don't think you're ever going to come back from. And with all of the tasks and all the responsibilities swirling around your brain, holding your chest down as if you can't breathe, all you can do is cut out pieces of a sticker to put on a nail chain. There is always something that needs to be done. For the rest of our lives, there will always be a rotating cycle checklist of things that need to be done. And historically, it is record in fact that these things always do get done. And maybe not in my perfect timeline or window, or maybe I'm not getting as much done as I want, but the things that need to get done always get done. So if I have a day where all I can do is cut out stickers, I'm going to do the thing and I'm not going to beat myself up at the same time. It's just not the day.